The Smart e-bike research project aimed to understand electrically assisted cycling as a unique mode of transport. We wanted to understand the specific challenges and opportunities in the UK. We've seen double-digit growth in many European countries over the last few years with the sales of electrically assisted bicycles. We've been using a fleet of 35 electrically assisted bikes here in Brighton to see how the public engages with them and to tease out what are the issues for policy, for design and for further research to see how the e-bikes could become more popular in the UK and how they could help us reduce carbon emissions. The e-bikes we used in our study are electrically assisted. That means you always have to pedal, but if you wish to, you can switch on additional assistance that makes it much easier to ride. So we gave out our 35 e-bikes to a number of people over 2 years. Overall, more than 100 people participated in our trials, and they had the bikes for 6 to 8 weeks at a time, and that gave us a really good understanding how people were using the bikes or not using the bikes. And we did a lot of research around the usage, and we also had a monitoring system on the bikes, and that really allowed us to collect very detailed data. For the commuter trial, 3/4 of the people using our e-bikes said they were using them at least once a week. And after the trial, we asked them what happened if you had an e-bike available for use in the future, and 70% of people said that they would cycle more if they had an e-bike available to them. Over the period of the trial, the car mileage that people did dropped by 20%. One of our results is that electrically assisted bikes really increase the appeal of cycling to those groups who are currently a lot less likely to cycle. So this includes non-cyclists, women, older age groups, those who live more than 3 miles away from work, people from non-white ethnic backgrounds, car owners, or those currently relatively physically inactive. So our results also show how e-bikes really flatten the terrain. People who were put off by cycling, by living in a hilly area, are now much more likely to cycle because they can go uphill much easier with the e-bikes. Our research has also shown that e-bikes can really increase health and well-being. If you ride an e-bike with the assistance, it still counts as moderate physical activity, and 59% of the people on our trial reported an increase in physical activity.
Taking part in the e-bike trial reintroduced me to cycling. It really encouraged me to get back into the saddle and really enjoyed the whole experience of having that almost sense of fresh legs, 25-year-old legs again.
Well, participating in the e-bike trial kind of gave me the confidence to attempt longer journeys than I'd ever cycled before.
The experience of riding the e-bike has been absolutely wonderful, especially with the assist allows me to travel further, so I get to sort of see things further afield. I'll venture off, try a few more hills, try a few more climbs, and knowing that I've got that additional capacity to sort of get me home. It's been a real pleasure to actually sort of ride an e-bike.
After our trials, when we asked people how much they wanted to have an e-bike available in the future and how likely they were to use it if they had one, we had a figure like this. Lots of people wanted an e-bike very much, and lots of people would really use it if they had one available. We also asked them how likely they were to buy one, and we got the exact opposite. So people were very unlikely to buy an e-bike in the near future. So this really shows us that there's a lot that could be done with policy and with all kinds of mechanisms that would bring down the price of e-bikes. Price is a major barrier for making this more sustainable form of transport, active form of transport, available to more people. Our research also showed how having a networked fleet of e-bikes, where all the bikes are part of an Internet of Things and they're all collecting data in real time, is really important to show how the sustainable and active mode of transport can become part of smart cities and of urban data. So one of the key outcomes of our research really is that we need to get more people on e-bikes because there's so many benefits around it. But the other outcome is that we really need a lot of subsidies, we need hire schemes, we need lease schemes, we need a lot of education around the e-bikes so that they become more accessible to more people.